Hello everybody, Road Warrior 627 here, and welcome to my preview for the 2019, the 145th Kentucky Derby. You can watch it Saturday at 6:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The less than pleasing coverage on NBC is always a treat. If that's not sarcasm, I don't know what is, as they pay more attention to fashion than they do to the horses. But moving past that, this is my first preview of the year, and I'm very excited to get into it. Now, normally I do previews for the preps and stuff, but I already said in my channel intro I had a lot of work this first third of the year, so we're finally getting back into things. So let's go through the field. Number 1 is War of Will. To me, he's going to need to show speed. Now, we already have Omaha Beach out. If High Call, who had a problem today, Thursday, the night I'm recording the video, if he scratches, this will make War of Will's job slightly easier because they'll have a little more room down toward the inside. Having 19 horses instead of 20, they'll leave the inside gate open. To me, he's going to have to go, and I don't like his chances. Sorry. I realize he ran good earlier this year, but he was awful last time in the Louisiana Derby. I know he had a bad start, but that was too bad for me to bet him off of. And also 15-1 on a speedball in the Derby, no thanks. Now, before I move on, I just want to say something real quick. A lot of people think this pace is going to be fairly moderate. I disagree. There are a few horses that like to go out to the lead, and even if they're intent on slowing the pace down, in the Kentucky Derby, it often seems to be that these horses go faster than they would really want to, and their trainers would really want to. So I'm expecting something around 46-2 for the half mile. Not crazy 45, and not a lumbering 47-4 for sure. So number 2, Tax, good second in the wood. He's just not fast enough. Danny Gargan, Junior Alvarado, good New York guys, but no thanks in this race. By my standards, good figs. His Louisiana Derby came out of nowhere. I don't like the number 3 post, and I like a lot of other horses much more than him in here. Number 4, Grey Magician, second in the UAE Derby. That was practically an allowance or overnight stakes race. Not today. Number 5, Improbable, is the first of the Bob Baffert horses. I want the best Bob Baffert horse in my triple, and he's not it. I'm much more of a fan of Game Winner. I don't understand why he's going to have the blinkers off. Feels like Baffert's trying to try some different things rather than having him perfect ready for this race. Number 6 is Vekoma for George Weaver with Javier Castellano. Him and his awkward stride won the Bluegrass by 3.5 lengths. The problem is with Vekoma. He's going to be out near the lead, and I said that the fast pace, I'm scared of that. Now, Vekoma, I also feel, is coming out of a race that was not that good, frankly. Now, he ran fast early, but the competition still wasn't great. So, therefore, I'm going to leave him out in this one. 15-1, I want more than that on him. Maximum Security, Jason the Juice Service with Luis Saez. He's going to the front. Now, Jason Service said that he would rather not go to the front. But with Saez being the rider that he is, if the pace is slower than I think, he definitely has a better chance. But I don't know about him getting the 1.25 miles either. And 8-1 is way too short. Number 8 is Tacitus. Also 8-1. I like his chances a lot. He'll be getting a good stalking trip with Jose Ortiz. He can get position, and he's shown to overcome adversity. Was he against top shelf competition in the Wood Memorial last time? Absolutely not. But I still like his chances, and I think he's the best of the horses around the 8-1 mark. So I will have him included. Number 9 is Phuket Parfait. I don't want horses out of the UAE Derby. I don't care that he won. Great story for Brendan Walsh. They won their $2 million or whatever the purse was over there. Number 10, Cutting Humor, won the Sutherland Derby and set a track record in that race. He's good late, just not good enough for me. If anything, put him 4th in the Superfecta. Number 11, High Call. We don't even know if he's going to run. There's a little issue that arises today. He needs an extremely, extremely fast pace. He needs that 45-1 or so half mile. I don't think he's going to get it. Number 12 was Omaha Beach, is scratched. just quick note on Omaha Beach. I'm very disappointed for Richard Mandela. Not as much so for Mike Smith. He gets all the good mounts anyway. So, and I'm glad they're doing right by the horse as well. Number 13's Code of Honor, 12-1. I'm expecting a good late run from him. Now, he closed well over a front runner's track at Gulfstream. He did get a fast pace to run into. This was in the Fountain of Youth. And he ran well last time in the Florida Derby as well. So I have him coming in the late stages. Number 14 is a Win, Win, Win. First of all, Win, Win, Win. Don't you think that's going to be a name that's going to take a lot of money? Well, here's the thing. He ran well on last time in the Bluegrass, but he also got a good setup. Same thing in the Tampa Bay Derby. 12-1. No thanks again. Number 15, Master Fencer. Don't even get me started. Totally outmatched. Number 16 is Game Winner. The 2-year-old champion. The best Baffert horse in the race. He's 0-2 this year, but was best in both, arguably. He's got the win over the track in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He's shown to overcome adversity. He got fouled twice in that race by Nick's Go. He's the morning line favorite, and I think he has a wonderful chance to get Bob Baffert his 6th Derby win. Another uncoupled stablemate of his right next door is Roadster, 5-1 on the line. I'm not taking similar money on a lesser Baffert horse. Yes, I know he won the Santa Anita Derby. He had a perfect trip. I've never been a big fan of this horse. I think he's always been overrated. Number 18 is Long Range Toddy, trying to give 58-year-old John Court a Derby win. Would make him the oldest jockey ever to win the Derby. He won a division of the Rebel Stakes, but he was absolutely awful last time in Arkansas. Number 19 is Spinoff for Todd Pletcher and Manny Franco. I think he has an outside chance. He was 4 wide last time in Louisiana and arguably ran better than the winner by my standards. So I will have him included in the Super. Number 20 is Country House, Bill Mott's other horse. Yes, I love the uncoupled entry angle. This ain't the time for that. Hasn't dealt with any fast pace since February. And also, the 3rd place finish in the Arkansas Derby was not impressive. And number 21, the also eligible that draws in, is Bodie Express. Unless he's Sir Barton, your maiden that won the Kentucky Derby and eventually the first Triple Crown, no thanks again. I've said a lot of no thanks to plenty of horses in this race. So who am I saying yes please to? The answer is number 16, Game Winner. I like that he's got the win over the track in a very big Grade 1 race, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last fall. Baffert is just the best. I keep picking against Baffert every year. I keep picking against favorites, and I really made a promise to myself earlier this year I would not pick the Derby favorite on top. But with Roadster and Improbable's recent, is particularly Roadster's success, I feel like he might actually wind up being the favorite. Now, it's very close on the morning line, but if people understand that Game Winner is just the best horse, look, if they knock him down to being 3-1, then forget it. But as far as the pick is concerned, I think he's the best horse in the race. He's got the most class, and he's shown a lot of fight this year, and that's what you need in the Kentucky Derby. So I'm putting him on top. Second, I've got the 13, Code of Honor. I think he can close into a pretty decent pace, as I said, probably around 46-2 is my guess. I'm really waiting for Shug McGahee to have him primed, and nobody, and I repeat, nobody is better than Johnny V. Number 8 is Tacitus for Belmont. He's going to be my 3rd choice. He's atop the Derby Point leaderboard. I think he'll get the good trip, as I mentioned earlier. I think he has slightly less class than Code of Honor. I think Code of Honor's got a little bit more late kick, so that's why I put him third under Code of Honor. And then fourth, my original fourth choice was Omaha Beach. Of course, he got scratched. So instead, I'm going to go from who was supposed to be the likely favorite to a long shot in the fourth spot, and that's number 19 Spinoff. Number 19's produced one winner of the Kentucky Derby. That was the very, very good, almost great, if he didn't get scratched. I'll have another from 2012. I still think he's got a shot. And if you like By My Standards, you have to like Spinoff. And at double the price, I will definitely take Spinoff to complete the Super, as he was 4 wide last time. And that will pretty much do it, guys. I am going 16, 13, 8, 19. 3 of the 4 of my selections are on the outer half of the starting gate, and 2 in the auxiliary gate, which has done fairly well over the last 10 years. This is a race that is filled with hype, and to me, undeservedly so. I do not think this is a great edition of the Kentucky Derby. I do, however, think it's a competitive edition. You could make cases for 8 or 9 horses, I would say, to actually be able to win the race. But as far as the event in general, you know I'm a New York guy, and I'm looking forward to races, other races, much more than this later in the year. However, people gravitate towards the Kentucky Derby. It's the longest continually held sports event in the country, so we do have to give it its due. And I hope you enjoy the Run for the Roses on Saturday. I hope you also enjoy the card at Churchill Downs on Saturday, which is very good, as well as the card tomorrow at Churchill. And the card on Saturday at Belmont, do not let that go by. It is fantastic. Competitive fields all day long. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Good luck, and remember, pay your bills first. Have a great Derby weekend.